Alfredo Felix Bernal, ma'am. Your Honor.
Sorry, say what's your last name?
Orlando Alfredo Felix Bernal.
Oh,
Your Honor.
all right, Mr. Bernal. I
Yes,
am
ma'am.
seeing you this evening because you have a couple of warrants.
Yes,
It
Your
looks
Honor.
like out of Nogales and out of Santan. The one out of Santan is a charge of theft by control from 2022, and this warrant was a warrant for failure to pay or comply with court orders that was issued in 2024. And then the one out of Nogales is for assault from October 6th of 2024.
I've been in jail, Your Honor, and I got released today on pretrial services. So I've been in jail, so I was not able to show up back to court. And then my fine in Chandler, I was not, well, I lost my job, and then I came to jail too. So it's been a couple months since I've been away. But I got released today on pretrial services to go fix my affairs and stuff, and I got to go to rehab after this also. So
So you were released to pretrial services like on felonies?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, I was released today.
And do you have a residence?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Where are you living?
I'm living. I live in Nogales, the same address, but I got a address here in Tucson. I had a pretrial here in Tucson.
Where are you going to live in Tucson?
It's gonna be. I don't.
Is it like
know
a
that.
residential place that pretrial
Yes,
set you up with?
yes, ma'am.
Do you know what the name of it is?
No. They released me on my own requirements, so I gotta go to DES and get access, and then find a halfway house, a rehab. So yeah, that's why I was released today. So I gotta go to DES tomorrow, or that was the plan, to go to DES tomorrow and put myself in an inpatient treatment. That was one of the conditions for me to.
Okay.
I got like $65. I could give up like $20 on Chandler on my fine, but that's all I have to my name until I start working again and stuff. So
the important thing is just that you're going to need to get in contact with both of these courts to do whatever you need to do so that you don't end up with warrant.
yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I will order that you be released on your promise to appear in those courts. So it looks like I don't have Nogales Municipal. You know what? I'm going to look up Nogales's phone number and see if I can find it really quick.
520734.
For the court?
Yeah,
here, never mind. It's on here actually.
Okay.
It's 520-287-6571. I'm going to put that on your paperwork so you have it.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Is this April 29th date that's on the Nogales paperwork? Will that actually be a hearing date for him? It should be? Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're gonna get paperwork on the Nogales one with a court date of April 29th at 9:00 in the morning. But like I said, their phone number is going to be on your paperwork. So call them and make sure that that's accurate, or if you need to move it, that you move it. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then on the Santan, the Chandler one, that date is April 28th at 9:00 in the morning. And let me put their phone number down here for you too.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much.
Let's see.
I don't have to show up on the probably just to set up payments. You think I could do it over the phone? Because I might be in rehab, or I don't know how.
Yep, no idea. That's why you need to just call them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, you're gonna get all of that paperwork. Make sure you call both of those courts and see what you need to do, okay?
Cool. Thank you so much, Kay. God bless you.
You're welcome. You're excused. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Victor Rafael Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a warrant out of Tucson City Court. This is for a shoplifting charge from August 22nd of 2024. I know that you're in custody already on a couple of other felony matters, a probation matter, and another case. I'm not seeing you on those this evening. I'm just seeing you because of this warrant in Tucson City Court. What I'm going to do is I'm going to order that you be released as to this charge. You're going to be still held on those other felony matters. If you were released at some point or when you're released, I'm ordering that you have no contact with any victim. You don't return to any incident location. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And if you're still in custody, you'll have what's called a non-transport review on June 6th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you are out of custody by that date, you need to make sure that you get to Tucson City Court or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand? All right, sir. That's all. You're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Walter John Belcher.
All right, Mr. Belcher. I know I just saw you yesterday evening and held you on a new charge. There's also, I'm seeing you this evening because there was a charge from March 12th of 2025 for charges of possession of narcotic drug for sale, possession of a dangerous drug for sale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. The state is recommending a $50,000 bond. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, he has lived in Tucson for 13 years and has ties to the community. He's also 73 years old, and the jail isn't a good environment for an elderly person. I'd ask that you set the bond at $20,000.
All right, we'll make it a $20,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for April 24th. All right, sir, that's all. You're excused.
So we have to get it.
Counsel, I was wondering if you want to waive Mr. Chapman's presence. He refused to come to court. He's being held already on some bonds. Let's see. Looks like $15,250 in bonds on other cases. Did you want to waive his presence or do you want me to continue to tomorrow morning?
Your Honor, did you say that he's previously been continued?
No, this is the first time.
In that case, I'd ask that we continue it to the morning because it doesn't sound like he's going to be released anyways.
Right. All right, no problem. We'll go ahead and continue to tomorrow morning.
Sure.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Vernon Lee Fulton.
What am I missing here? Mr. Fulton? I don't see. There's There's nothing in here and there's no, but there's no conditions of release. Yeah. Could we put Mr. Fulton aside for a minute?
Hello?
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Ben Andrew Left.
Mr. Loud, I am seeing you this evening on a charge of assault. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment to look at your paperwork. Sir, given the fact that you're also pending a recent domestic violence charges involving the same alleged victim, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond and that you have no contact of any kind with Miss Williams. So if you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you not return to any shared residence. If you do have personal belongings at the residence, I will put in my order that you can return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. So you would take my order to the nearest police station and they will go with you to get your things. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, and I'm going to appoint an attorney for you in Marana. That will be Janet Altschuler. And you're going to have a hearing on April 16th at noon. If you're in custody, that will be by video. If you are out of custody, you need to get to that hearing. That's just in 2 days, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Have to sit out there with the males.
Shelby.
Go outside.
Yeah, go back up.
Right, and then just so the jail knows, after Mr. Shelby, I can take Mr. Fulton whenever you're ready. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Shelby.
Mr. Shelby, I am seeing you this evening on a couple of different matters. It looks like you've got warrants. One out of Oro Valley for drug paraphernalia from January 5th of 2024, and then a failure to appear there. And then you've got 2 warrants out of Tucson City Court, one for domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct from December 23rd of 2023, and drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass from April 11th of 2023. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Let's see, on this Oro Valley matter, I am going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. I will appoint Richard Glenn to represent you in Oro Valley. Order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and you'll have a hearing on April 16th at 10:30 in the morning. If you're still in custody, that'll be a video hearing. If you're out of custody, you need to get to Oro Valley on that date, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. And then as to the Tucson City Court matters, I'm going to order that you also be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. No contact with any alleged victims. City public defender is appointed. If you're in custody, you'll have a video review on April 22nd at 1:45. If you were to post your bonds, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on May 13th at 9 o'clock in the morning, or warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand all of that, sir? All right, thank you. You're excused. All right, Mr. Fulton, I got your paperwork. You're charged with domestic violence assault. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Right. So, pretrial services was able to speak with the alleged victim. It's your stepbrother, Dakota?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. He does not object to your release from custody and said that you can return to your shared residence. I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And
Yes, ma'am.
you're going to need to be in Pima County Justice Court on April 24th at 10:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it. Just make sure you get to that hearing, okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'll be there.
Excused.
There.
Yes.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Mr. Snyder, I am seeing you this evening on a charge of disorderly conduct. It's a domestic violence offense. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment to look at your paperwork here. So, sir, if I were to release you tonight, would you have somewhere else to go other than back to your residence with your wife?
No, ma'am. She's my wife of 35 years. I've never had problems like this before with her. This is something that I am completely unknown about. I am going to be 87 years old. I had an argument with my wife. I yelled at her. I slammed the phone down, and she got very angry at me and called the police up.
Well,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. My concern, sir, is the fact that you're also pending you were arrested just recently on the same charge, right? Another domestic violence offense.
Yeah.
Right. Sir, I don't want you to say too much because everything you're saying is being recorded, and I don't want you to say anything that could incriminate yourself. But I don't want to necessarily keep you in custody, but I'm concerned about you going back home and this continuing.
7 years old. I shouldn't be here.
So I agree, sir, but do you have any other family members that you could go stay with?
If you know, if I could do, but I want to go back to my wife. I want my wife. I didn't want to argue with her.
Well, let
She
me just tell you, sir, what she told pretrial services. She says that that you're welcome to return home, that she wants to have contact with you, but that she was nervous about you being released tonight because you were very angry. And so I want to make sure that if you go back home with her, that it's going to be calm and there are going to be no more incidents.
and it's going to kill me. I love my wife. We had a disagreement. I got angry. I got upset.
All right.
Barry,
All right.
don't talk about your case, okay? It's being recorded, so don't talk about your case.
All right, Mr. Snyder, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. You need to keep everything calm at home. Okay?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
and then you're going to need to be in Marana City Court on May 14th at 10 o'clock in the morning. You will get paperwork with that information on it. All right, sir? All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Leon,
Where do I go?
you're gonna go out that door.
There.
Okay.
Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Lorena Michelle Leon.
Ms. Leon, I am seeing you this evening on some new charges of domestic violence, assault and disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I understand that we have the alleged victim on the line and that he wishes to be heard. Mr. Gonzalez, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. And what would you like me to know, sir?
I want to say that I do know that this is a second offense that he's being seen for, but based not only off of the conversations and the interactions that we had after the incident, but also off of just my understanding of her, this isn't who she is. Most of what happens is all just panic and fear from the situation that's happening, and I know that deep down she doesn't want to and will never hurt me. or anyone in the family. So we just really want her to come back home because we know that once she gets here, we can start taking those steps to healing ourselves and healing the family.
All right. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And I did see that you're in diversion right now. That was just begun about a month ago. On another domestic violence offense. Nevertheless, I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court, order that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, and you need to be in Tucson City Court on May 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon, or warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, ma'am?
I do. You said Tucson City Court.
You're going to get paid.
Okay.
Yep. All right. All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Robles?
Ms. Robles, I am seeing you this evening on a couple of warrants that you had out of Tucson City Court. You've got one from 2022 for drug paraphernalia and one from 2023 for shoplifting. I understand. Are you still in federal custody right now?
I'm in Pima County custody.
But are you?
Yes.
Can the jail tell me there's a federal detainer?
Yes, Your Honor. She's on here on her writ and a U.S. Marshal hold.
Okay. So you've got a Superior Court matter pending, and you've got a federal hold. All right. So as to these cases, I'm going to order that you be released, but you're going to stay in custody, obviously, on your other matters right now. We're going to set a hearing for June 6th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you are in custody, that'll be a non-transport review. If you are out of custody by that date, you need to get to Tucson City Court or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand? Do you understand, ma'am? All right, and I am going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Okay.
All right, that's all. You're excused.
Yeah, yes.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Andrew.
Sir Albert, I am seeing you this evening on a couple of different matters. You've got new charges of drug paraphernalia, domestic violence assault, and domestic violence disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Sir, I'm also seeing you on a couple of cases out of Tucson City Court that are in warrant status right now. Criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia from April 7th of this year and criminal trespass from January 13th of this year. I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond on all of those city court matters. Order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, your girlfriend, Elvita. And I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. You'll have a hearing on April 23rd at 1:30 in the afternoon in Tucson City Court. If you're in custody, that will be by video. If you were to post your bond, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on that date and time, or warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir? All right, you're excused.
Those cars around there, are they? No, not that I can think of. I think they're all pretty fun.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Hector Bustamante.
All right, Mr. Bustamante, I am seeing you this evening on a new felony charge. Does counsel waive reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I've reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $150,000 bond. Given the allegations here, I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, he's lived in Tucson for 30 years and has ties to the community. He has no prior felony convictions. Pretrial services did speak with his wife, who confirmed that there's no minors located at their residence. The wife can also provide transportation to court. He's a 2 on the FTA and the NCA scale. So based on the lack of criminal history and those other reasons, I would ask that you set the bond at $15,000.
I'm going to order a $50,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. No contact of any kind with the alleged victim or any minors. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for April 24th. That is all, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is the court interpreter.
Yes.
While we're waiting, I'm in the queue for 2 Spanish speakers. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, just one. Padilla Montano was unavailable again this evening, so we're just going to see Escalante, who should be next.
Thank you very much.
Then with that,
Tell you the case in order. Tell you the case in order. Or you can just send it. Oh, you're looking for it. I don't know if it's for it. Oh, no, it's no attention.
Okay.
50.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Your Honor, if the interpreter may assist.
Yep. Mr. Davis?
Señor, deme su nombre completo, señor. ¿Me escucha, señor?
Oh, sí, ¿qué pasó?
Dígame su nombre completo, por favor.
Francisco Javier Escalante
Francisco Javier Escalante
Vázquez.
Vázquez.
Sí.
All right, sir.
Yes.
I'm seeing you this evening on a couple of new charges. You were charged with a felony possession of narcotic drug and a misdemeanor driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
Señor, estamos viendo por 2 asuntos distintos. La primera es tenencia de droga peligrosa. La segunda es de un delito menor por conductor bajo la influencia de licor o droga.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Tiene usted el derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You do have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on the felony.
Tiene usted derecho a tener representación de un abogado. Voy a asignar al defensor público para que lo represente por el delito grave.
Sir, as to the drug charge, it appears that you may be eligible for a drug diversion program.
Señor, en cuanto a la acusación de tenencia de droga, parece ser que usted podría calificar para tomar parte en un programa de sentencia alternativa.
Where if you go to court and you participate in some drug treatment, you could possibly have this felony drug charge dismissed. Are you interested in that?
Y eso se trata, si usted se presenta cuando le toque, es posible que participe usted en un programa de remedio, de tratamiento y después se desestima la acusación como si no hubiera ocurrido. ¿Le interesaría algo así?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to order that you be released to pretrial services supervision, so you'll need to check in with them when you get out.
Bien, voy a permitir que salga usted para ser supervisado por la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio, así es que cuando salga tendrá que ponerse en contacto y comunicación con ellos después.
Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial and no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Tendrá que someterse a monitoreo, tratamiento, como le recomienda la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio, Pretrial Services, y nada de tenencia de droga o licor.
That hearing that I was telling you about, where you'll find out whether or not you're eligible for that drug diversion program, is 1 week from today.
La agencia esa que le mencioné, para ver si usted puede tomar parte de ese programa de tratamiento y desestimación del caso, tomará parte en una semana más.
April 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Superior Court on the 3rd floor.
Será el 21 de abril a las 9 de la mañana en el tercer piso del Tribunal Superior, Superior Court.
And counsel, we have time for the PH.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll make that May
Segunda
20th.
demora, la audiencia preliminar para que usted participe en el programa será mayo 29.
Okay, and then as to the misdemeanor DUI charge, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court.
Ahora, hablando de la acusación de delito menor por conductor bajo la influencia de droga y licor, voy a permitir que salga usted de la cárcel el día de hoy.
That hearing is in 10 days on April 24th at 8:30 in the morning.
La audiencia para ese caso será en 10 días más, el 24 de abril a las 8:30 por la mañana.
And that is in Pima County Justice Court.
Y eso será en el juzgado de paz del condado Pima, Justice Court.
I'm ordering, sir, that you do not drive without a valid driver's license, and again, that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Ahora, señor, le voy a prohibir que conduzca usted sin tener licencia válida para conducir y nada de tener en posesión licor o droga.
You're going to get paperwork with all of this information on it, sir, but it's very important that you attend both of your court dates, one in Justice Court and one in Superior Court. Do you understand?
Ahora, señor, todo lo que le acabo de decir estará escrito en un documento que recibirá usted, pero es muy importante que usted vaya a las dos audiencias que se pactaron, en el juzgado de paz y en la Corte Superior. ¿Entiende, señor? ¿Entiende, señor?
Sí, sí.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You're excused.
Bien, gracias, señor. Puede retirarse.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you. And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Sam Braceseeker.
Mr. Braceseeker, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a warrant for charges of narcotic drug for sale, dangerous drug for sale from August 16th of 2023. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. Sir, I see that you're being held without bond on another, it looks like 2019 Superior Court matter. I'm not seeing you on that this evening, so you are going to be held without bond on that. It looks like you've also got a federal detainer as well. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond on this matter. Did defense want to be heard on that?
Your Honor, given the federal hold and the other pending matter, no objection to the state's request.
All right, so I'll order a $5,000 cash or secured bond and release to pretrial. If that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Arraignment is scheduled in Superior Court for April 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, sir.
Except for one, I can still get it. Who is it? Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Melissa Burnett Elias.
Ms. Elias, I am seeing you this evening on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, taking the identity of another, and fraud. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. So, ma'am, because you were on release for another felony, for when you failed to appear at your sentencing on your 2022 matters, the state is asking that I hold you without bond. So I am going to, at this time, order that you be held without bond. We'll set a no bond hearing in Superior Court for April 18th at 2:30 in the afternoon. You should be hearing from your attorney at the legal defender's office before that time. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for April 24th. All right, ma'am, that is all. You're excused.
Thank you.
Okay.
How to sit up there with the females. Felicia.
Yes. Or people, it's good, you know. It's cool. The thing is that.
Felicia Andrea Murieta.
Murieta, I am seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You have new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. So the state recommended pretrial services release. She's steps eligible, but she's got city court files going back to 2018 through 2024 that are all in warrant status. So I'm going to hold her on some kind of a bond on those matters. Did defense want me to? I would suggest holding her on a $100 bond on the felony so that she's getting time credit. Or I could
Your
release
Honor,
her
in the circumstances, no objection.
Okay. All right. So on the felony matter, I'm going to order that you be held on a $100 cash bond released to pretrial. If that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. We'll set that steps hearing so that's a drug diversion program, ma'am, where you may be eligible. You're very likely eligible because I don't see that you've got any felony history. where you can do some drug treatment in exchange for possibly having these felony charges dismissed. So you're going to go to Superior Court in 1 week on April 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning to find out whether or not you're eligible for that program. And preliminary hearing will be April 24th. So if you do bond out, ma'am, it's going to be really important that you get to that hearing and that you're in touch with pretrial, so you don't lose that opportunity to be involved in that program. All right, and then on the misdemeanor matters, like there's a case, so we go back to 2018, there's criminal damage charge. There's a couple of cases from 2020, criminal trespass, shoplifting, 2021, shoplifting, 2023, criminal trespass, and 2024, disorderly conduct, drug paraphernalia. On those matters, I'm going to order a $250 cash bond. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. If you're in custody still, you'll have a video review hearing on April 22nd at 1:45. If you were to bond out, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on May 14th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're going to get paperwork with all of that information on it, but do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. You're excused.
Vamos a there.
Sorry.
With the females.
Hi, can I get your full name?
Corey Michael Honorheim.
Mr. Honorheim, I am seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You've got new felony charges of possession of dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. On the felony matters, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you. I'm also seeing you on some warrants that you have. You've got a couple out of Pima County Justice Court and a couple out of Tucson City Court that are in warrant status. So same deal, counsel. The state's recommending pretrial, but I'm inclined to hold them on small bonds on these misdemeanor matters. So $100 bond on the felony.
Your Honor, in light of the circumstances, no objection.
I'm going to order that you be held on the felony charges on a $100 cash bond. Released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And sir, it appears that you are very likely eligible for a drug diversion program on the felony matters. I'm looking and I don't see that you have any felony history at all. So we're going to set a hearing in a week for you to go to Superior Court to find out whether or not you're eligible for that program. That is on April 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you were to participate in some drug treatment, you could possibly have the felony drug charges dismissed. And your preliminary hearing date will be April 24th. But if you do post your bonds, it's going to be really important that you get in touch with pretrial services and that you get to that hearing, okay? So you don't lose out on that opportunity to do that drug diversion program in Superior Court. All right, on the Justice Court matters, you've got 2020 charges of drug paraphernalia, criminal damage, and then 2023 resisting arrest. On those matters, I'm going to order that you also be held on $100 cash bonds on each of those. I will appoint an attorney for you in Justice Court. That will be Janet Altschuler. And you're going to have a hearing tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Justice Court. That'll be by video if you're in custody. If you post your bonds, you need to get to that hearing. One second, and we'll get to the city court matters. All right. These are both 2024 cases involving being at the park after hours. I'm just going to order one more $100 cash bond. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You'll have a video review on April 22nd at 1:45. If you were out of custody, you would need to get to city court on May 13th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You are going to get paperwork with all of that information on it, but do you understand, sir?
Mhm.
All right, thank you. You're excused. Right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah, that Hernandez.